Dovecotes are structures made to house pigeons or doves. They can be super ornate standalone structures, or they can be attached to a house, or they can be a little graffitied pigeon hutch, or really anywhere in between as long as they got pigeons in there. They were all over Europe from the 1200s to the 1700s. Like there were over 26,000 of them in England in the 17th century. Pigeons were a really good source of meat over the winter months. Also, bird crap is a really good fertilizer and apparently useful for tanning certain leathers. Also, I just learned that clay pigeons replaced regular pigeons around 1875. But for most of that time, that sweet guano, eggs, poultry, and target practice was reserved for the nobility and aristocracy. And plebs and poors were legally disallowed from having dovecotes. But the highfalutin nobilities and snobby landowners would hardly even have to feed their pigeons 10 months out of the year because they would fly around and eat on everybody else's crops. Most dovecotes would hold between 200 and 500 breeding pairs of pigeons, and each pair of pigeons would be posted in a trypophobic pigeonhole. The two things that led to the relative downfall of the dovecote was root vegetables and poor people finally being able to build their own dovecotes. Feudal lord requirements started getting relaxed around the mid-1600s, and there was an initial boom of dovecote buildings. And when poor people got to do it, the rich people didn't really care for it much anymore without the prestige pigeonholed for them alone. Also, the turnip and other root vegetables got introduced to England and France. That allowed farmers to feed and keep their sheep and cattle alive throughout the winter. Before that, most would slaughter, salt, and preserve most of their livestock except breeding pairs for food over the winter. So they're nowhere near as common as they used to be, but they can still be found all over the world. And in World War I, there were these mobile dovecote mobiles for housing homing pigeons. And if you look around you, you might see some modern ones today. I think this is a really cool modern one in Brasilia, Brazil.